First of all, thank you so much for your participation in our program today. As you know, 20 commercial banks have planned to sell their debts to the VMC. What do you think are the role of international practitioners in joining the auction made by the VMC?
Well, first of all, I think any auction that has more participants in it is a better auction in the sense that there's more competition. The market is thicker, so there's better chances of realizing an appropriate valuation of the NPLs. At the same time, not allowing foreigners to not enter the market means that the skill pool or the resources that are available for the resolution of the non-performing loans and the collateral that goes with these non-performing loans is that much less. If a larger pool of resources available, a larger pool of skills is available to evaluate these NPLs and these collaterals, that would be better. So it would be a good idea to allow the international firms also to bid for these non-performing loans and the collaterals that go with it.
International investors are really interested in the non-performing loan market in Vietnam, but there is some kind of obstacle in terms of legal framework to them. And what do you think the Vietnamese government should do to improve, to make a better way for international investors to join the market?
Well, first of all, I think in general, the legal framework, even without the participation of foreigners, needs to be clarified in Vietnam. For example, in this area, the bankruptcy law is very important. Under what terms can a firm declare bankruptcy, or a borrower can declare bankruptcy, so that they are then protected from any further action by the creditors. At the same time, the process involves a transfer of use or ownership of the collateral from one entity to another entity. So the rules and the processes that are involved in the transfer of this ownership or use should be made clearer, can be made faster. At the end of the day, there is a value to time. So the faster these processes can be completed, the better it is. Finally, if somebody assumes a collateral, what they can do with that collateral or with that non-performing loan, also there should be no limits, because if it is not possible to exercise the entire range of options that go with assuming the rights over a collateral or an NPL, then it becomes difficult to accept that asset. At the same time, I think the valuation of these collaterals is quite important as well.
Another problem for an international investor to join the NPL market in Vietnam, as you know, is the collateral evaluation process. Because some people say the process in Vietnam has not met international standards. What should Vietnam do to improve the process in the future?
Well, first of all, I think there is a lot of international experience. There are many countries which have resolved these kinds of situations, banking sector problems or valuation problems. Many countries have set up asset management companies in the past. It would be good to look at the experience of many of these countries and pick the best practice which allows for a resolution of these things very quickly. We also understand that a lot of the collateral that went with bank loans was overvalued. The banks should make an effort to, by themselves, appropriately value the collateral. And if the collateral needs to be, the value of the collateral needs to be written down, they should do that. With the writing down of the collateral, they may also have to accept that there are non-performing loans which are higher or need to be classified in lower categories. So the banks need to do that. Once the banks have written the collateral down to more appropriate values, they will need to ask the borrowers to accept that the NPLs have to be resolved. The banks will have to accept that the balance sheets are a little bit worse than they have been indicating so far. In all of this, the State Bank of Vietnam or the regulatory authority also has a role, because it needs to push the banks to make sure that these NPLs are resolved, and therefore ultimately the borrowers which are holding this collateral move towards a resolution of these NPLs and the collateral that goes with these NPLs.
And thank you so much for joining our program today. Thank you.
Thank you
so
very much.